Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Just Gonna Send It. And today I got some tips and tricks on how you can start just absolutely destroying people in Cold War on Search and Destroy. Now for this first installment of this, we're going to start off with personally my favorite map in Search and Destroy on Cold War so far, and it's Miami. Quite frankly, I don't really understand why so many people dislike this map. I think it's a really good Search and Destroy map, and if you take some of these tips and tricks I'm about to show you, you guys aren't going to lose. Before we get into this video though, about 50% of you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, and look, it helps me out a ton with each like, each comment, each subscribe that you guys give to the channel. It helps me on my journey to become a full-time content creator. So please make sure to comment, like, and subscribe on the video, and down below make sure to comment any other map that you would like to see me do one of these on. I'm going to probably do them every couple weeks, but if there's a specific map that you guys want help on, let me know. Now let's get to searching and destroying. So let's start out with some offense. So if you ever stop by the stream over at twitch.tv/justgonnasendit with a 1 instead of an I, you know that I snipe. So I'm always looking for a spawn snipe spot to be able to get a quick first kill so that it puts our numbers above theirs. So right off the rip, hop onto this van. You get a nice little sniper lane where they cross into that building. You can also peek over to B just in case one of them push to see if you guys are still in spawn. They won't expect that headshot. So after those first two initial spawn peaks, I like to kind of consider this phase 2 of the spawn peaks where you move up a little bit, try to catch somebody crossing over to A. There's so many vantage points right here that you can pop somebody without them even seeing you. Honestly, at this point, you just want to make sure that somebody doesn't flank you from B, so always have somebody on that side. So my advice for Miami is to always plant A unless they're stopping you. There is one spot that you can snipe over at B where you can hold over where the bomb is, but I personally think that if you have a good sniper or two, A is almost a guaranteed plant every time. This is pretty much the one spot as a sniper that you can hold. So now I'm going to show you how to absolutely lock A down. These are going to be the vantage points that we're going to be taking, especially if you're a sniper. These are a couple of the spots that you're going to be wanting to look at. So right away, this is a second story apartment building. You pretty much can overlook everything besides the inside of B and the inside of that A building. So right here, we got the beach. You can hold the entire lane right here, or you can move up to the boat, which honestly, personally, the boat is probably my favorite spot once the bomb is planted. Once you get up to the boat, you have a bunch of vantage points. You can watch back towards the building on B side to see if anybody's trying to flank, or you can move to the right side, have a spot on bomb that you can hold, or just keep watching their spawn. Watch the building, make sure nobody's coming up through those windows up top. Now, you can hold these next two spots with snipers. I would probably say, unless you're a pretty good sniper, I would have one of your guys that runs an AR or an SMG in this spot. Especially if you have somebody flank from the left side, you're going to want to have them be able to turn on them. But this is a great spot to keep an eye on the bomb if somebody goes for defuse. But if you want an even sneakier spot, you could honestly sit here the entire round. If you know your team's good enough to get over there and plant on A site, you can hold this spot the entire round. Have somebody plant on the right side of A. They won't be able to defuse without you shooting them in the face. But this spot right here has a multitude of spots that you could sit there and watch from different vantage points and be able to hold kind of the same spot as long as you plant on the right side of A. Now, some of you guys might be like, hey, TJ, what's that white spot over on the left side of the map facing A? Well, guess what, jabronis? I'm about to tell you. So that spot right there is actually a very high risk, high reward spot. If you can somehow get through the middle of A and B and get to this spot, and your teammate plants on this side of A, I truly think they'll never be able to even see you. So basically, for dominating Miami, I feel like it kind of depends on what your team boils down to as far as what you guys run. If you guys are run and gun, SMG, AR, I think B is a very viable option. It's just more close quarters, more tight-knit kind of fighting. But if you have a sniper or two on your team and you can rely on those guys to hit their shots, or at least get the people on defense to move around to where you can hit some shots, I think A is the go-to option here. So that's a wrap as far as offense goes. Wanted to stop by, ask you if you like this, please comment down below which map you'd like me to do next. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I love you guys. On to the defense. So once again, this is kind of based off of how my squad runs Search and Destroy. We usually have 2 snipers. We have a couple people with AR SMGs, and then we have a couple roamers. As far as the experience that we've had running on Miami on defense, teams love to push B. I really don't understand it, but it's very easy to defend. You only need to have one of your snipers over at A with one of the roamers, and then you just hold B down with everybody else. So just like on offense, I'm always looking for a quick spawn snipe. This is one of the very few areas that you can get one right here. It is a very, very small window. I have still yet to hit it. I've seen heads pass by, so it's kind of one of those, you take a shot and hope you hit it type deals. But you can also take this opportunity to move up a little bit to this next spot. You'll have a little bit more area to look for those people that kind of sit back and spawn and watch that window. Now this is a spot that I recently just found out about, and you can hold this from down here or up in the window. Up in the window is also, just like that spawn snipe, a once in a lifetime type shot. You're not relying that you're going to hit this every round, but the rounds that you do, it pays off, and I feel like you'll end up winning the game. You can hold A pretty much from anywhere on this side with a sniper. So basically, like I said, we usually have a sniper over here and a roamer that usually has an AR. I haven't gone back here. There's also a boathouse just like the opposing side. Not a huge fan of it. I've seen a few people on Twitter and on Reddit say that they have no idea how to defend A, and this spot is truly the only spot that I've found that is a very reliable spot over in this area that you can hold long, short, and medium. I think this is the best spot to hold because, I mean, if it really goes downhill, you can run over and get inside that building, or you can move up to the sign right in front of you and use that as a peeking option as well. So like I show here, it's pretty simple to hold A as long as you get a sniper on that side. You can hold long on beach, and then you can also have somebody hold middle in that short little walkway from apartments. I'd say the key component to holding A is making sure that somebody is watching mid. It is very unlikely that somebody is going to flank from B just because there aren't very many options to get over to A side from there unless you have a couple people die right off the spawn at B. So always have eyes on mid. Now after that first initial push, you end up finding out nobody's coming A. They're pushing B pretty hard, but your team's holding it down fairly well. You're going to want to move up on the beach. You want to put a sniper over on A to watch if anybody does come from apartment still or a flank, but they'll have a lane from that boat to look all the way across to see if somebody's coming into the front of the bar. Now, if you take a closer look towards mid, there's a cross-section pattern going on. If there's still somebody in mid, you can have them watch the second level of the apartment and that walkway where somebody can walk up and go over to beach side. And then you have somebody on A watching towards the bar as well to kind of see any of the blind spots that the sniper on the boat might not be able to see. But in my opinion, once again, this is how you would lock down A with a team. So now we're going to talk a little defense on B. Right here is pretty much the only sniper lane you're going to have. I have found success in if I take a shot at a guy up here, most of the time if there's multiple enemies alive, one will peek that spot right out of the garage. So you can almost use it as a bait shot as well. Now, if you're really feeling crazy, you can sprint right up to this balcony. I'd suggest throwing something down to give yourself a little bit of notice if somebody's coming. But there have been people that will sit back at this box and try to peek that spot that you can pop right in the face if you get a good shot off. Also, if you notice nobody's out there, always check this part because there's usually people that are peeking their head or so focused on B site that you can get shots off on them. So let's end this segment with a little bit of talk on B defense on this because like I said, we have a ton of teams that push B very hard. And I think if you notice that they're pushing B and they're not going in A, you can start holding it like this, where you got somebody in the back watching that top window. You got somebody on B site watching that side flank and somebody up in the balcony watching their spawn. Now, if your team is running a sniper, I would put him at that top red dot just because that's a long lane that he can watch. He can also watch to see if anybody goes up to that apartment building up top in the balcony. Now, in this setup, the most crucial person in this defense is going to be that white dot. They're going to be downstairs bar. Now, they got to watch that back door, but they also have to rely on the fact that they are all comms as far as telling people if they're coming through the front, if they're going down on the side. They need to be main comms on this as far as letting the person up on the top balcony and on B site know what's going on. So for me, whoever your roamer type player is, the SMG shotgun type player, you might be able to get away with an AR at this spot, but I really think an SMG or a shotgun really excels in this. I put a shit ton of work into this, so I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, share this to anybody you know that plays Cold War, and I hope to see you guys on the next video. I love you.